Hello and welcome to this video everyone. I am Shaheer Ansari and I'm going to be talking a lot about the CFA Research Challenge today. Now, the title of the video is probably how to win the CFA Research Challenge, and you would be wondering why should you listen to me about it. Uh, I'm from Kozminski University and I was fortunate enough to be a part of the winning team of last year's Global CFA Research Challenge finals. And from all the learnings and experiences that I have had and my team has had, we and I personally am very happy to put it together in a presentation format to share it with everyone else who would be participating in the CFA Research Challenge from now. So now that you are on this video, there are very high chances that you are already a participant or you are already planning to form a team for the CFA Research Challenge. And I hope that the learnings that I will share and the strategies and the tips that our team could could form during the competition will be of help to you. Of course, there is no guarantees because the title is kind of clickbaity, probably how to win it. But if you follow what we did, I think you definitely increase your chances of winning this challenge. There's going to be one winner at the end of the day, so not everyone watching the video is going to win, of course, duh. But I think these strategies are super curated and super thought through. So this is probably going to be a one-stop guide for you if you are participating and you have no idea how to win this challenge. Now, for people who are watching and don't know what CFA Research Challenge is all about, and you are here just because your YouTube algorithm brought you here, then CFA Research Challenge is a stock pitching competition which is done in teams of up to 5 students globally. Last year, there were 7,000 students participating in this challenge. CFA is Chartered Financial Analyst, which is a global certification in financial services industry. And I think that's about it. Yeah, you are given a company. Students have to value the company, produce a professional equity research report about the company, and produce a professional presentation about the company, pitch it to the judges, and go through different rounds of the competition till the global finals. And last year, we were fortunate. Our team was fortunate to be here. This was in Chicago in the CFA Institute World CFA Institute conference where the World Finals of CFA Research Challenge also happened. So we lifted the trophy for Kozminski University last year, and that's about CFA Research Challenge. With this said, I think we now have the stage why you should be listening to me, or why you should be listening to my experiences rather, and what the CFA Research Challenge is about. And now let's start with tips and tricks and learnings of CFA Research Challenge. Yeah. So the first thing which I want to discuss from my experience was you will be strategic about the points on the scoring matrix. What does it mean? What are the points and what is the scoring matrix? First of all, there are 100 points that you need to collect as a CFA Research Challenge team. Your team will have to collect 100 points from the professional equity research report that you are going to make, and 100 points from the presentation or the pitch that you are going to make. So maybe we go to one of those CFA official rules, and you can go here and see the matrix for yourself. It's probably going to be at the end of the page here. Yeah, there's going to be a pot of 100 points you need to collect. Now, not all 100 or not each of this section is equal, as you can see. And what we learned from our experience is we need to be very strategic about this. Why? You only have 10 minutes to pitch. You need to give the judges the meat of your company. You need to give them what really matters. If you spend 10 minutes or 5 minutes out of your 10 minutes spending on, I don't know, business description, that of course is not going to give you an edge over other teams. So here you need to be very strategic. First is your business description, which is just 5 points, as you can see here. So business description needs to be short because judges need to understand the business model of your company. But remember, again, yeah, it's only 5 points at the end of the day. So keep it short and clear. As we move forward in this video, I will also take you to some YouTube videos and I will show you actual CFA Research Challenge teams, how they did some things, how our team did some things, and we can compare. I will also take you through some presentations of past teams. I will take you through the presentation of our team, and we can see how things moved. Yeah. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so it could be 30 minutes, it could be 60 minutes. I don't know, because I usually do my videos in one take. I do not sit there and edit the videos. So whatever I say it goes on the internet. So business description is sorted. Yeah, it's just 5 points. Do not waste a lot of time on this when you're pitching, and probably even in your report. Let's actually look at it. Yeah, if you go and type CFA winners on Google, you can see this past research challenge champions page. Always go there. This is the holy grail in one sort. If you're taking part in the CFA research challenge this year, guys, use this page a lot. Yeah, what we're going to see here is basically the presentation and the equity research report of all the past winners. Many of you would already know it, but here it is. Yeah, let's check our report. This is 2025 Kozminski University, the written report and the presentation. Let's look at the written report first. I need to cough. Wait, sorry. Now here is our report, and you can see we have an executive summary section, and we have the business description. Given that business description is only 5 points, I think we did not even give it one full page. Yeah, business description starts from here and already ends at two-thirds of the page, or 70-80%, and then you already have your industry overview. So let's go back here. Business description is just 5 points, so you give it, let's say, 70 to 80% of the page in your report. But industry overview is 10 points, so it definitely deserves a little more. So industry overview starts here and goes on till the end. Well, actually even more, because it is industry and competitive overview, so it starts on a page before and goes on till competitive overview, so it takes roughly 1.5 pages. So you need to be strategic about how you are allocating space on your report, how you're allocating space on the presentation, because if you're taking part in CFA Research Challenge, there is not just your equity research report that is going to give you 100 points. There is also going to be the presentation. So this is research report evaluation, and then there's going to be, well, I don't know, there's supposed to be a presentation evaluation, I believe, unless they both are the same. Let me see. Yeah, sorry, here it is. No, yeah, global presentation scoring sheet. Blind. So in in global presentation, you don't have the business description, and that's because you focus more on rather financial analysis, valuation, ESG, blah blah blah. But that doesn't mean that you will not talk about the business, because of course when you are presenting it, you need to tell the judges, so they need to understand the business model. But make sure you don't spend a lot of time on it. Next, as I said, yeah, explain the business briefly, then dedicate most of your time to financial analysis, which is going to bring you 20 points. Valuation, which is the whole point of this competition. You need to value the company and issue a recommendation. And ESG, which is going to be 10 points. So I call them true point winners, because they are where your points are coming. There's also going to be one more part to it, of course, which is a big one, which is Q&A, which I will be talking about in the future in this video, how it could be the actual point winner. Now, one thing which you need to make sure is that the point winners, the valuation and the financial analysis and the ESG, they should not feel like isolated slides on your slide deck. Yeah, instead you need to talk about them throughout the presentation as a story, and it needs to be a clear logical flow for the judges. You should say, this is the company, we are bullish on the company, we are issuing a buy recommendation, the target price is so and so. What does the company do? Yeah, the company is, I don't know, technology solutions provider in India. The company has 700 million in revenue, etc., etc., etc. That's one point. You describe the business, you issue a recommendation, then you need to move to financial analysis. So the company has experienced 6% growth over the last year. Given the economic conditions, given this or given that, we are forecasting this. Valuation, given the company is not profitable, we relied on valuation metrics such as revenue multiples, blah blah blah. So everything needs to be in a coherent, logical, and integrated manner. Should not feel like you talk about one point, you move to the next point, and you don't have a cohesion in the story. So that's the first point. Be very strategic about your scoring matrix. Presentation materials are only 5 points, and judges usually give a 4 or 5. So don't over invest time in how your slides are going to look. So make sure it is clear, because clarity matters more than the design. Materials of slide, this is just 5 points, as you can see. So from our experience in our journey in CFA Research Challenge, we always got a 4 or a 5. I think mostly a 5. So, and other teams that I spoke to also got a 5. So I can show you how our presentation looked. This is how our presentation looked. Yeah. And this was graded a 5 most of the time. So as you can see, it's not the best out there, because there are definitely others who did better than us. So this was a 5. So really don't overinvest time on this. Let's move ahead. This was the first one. The second point, to win the CFA Research Challenge, your team is going to make or break you. Make sure you form a team with hard workers. I can Oh, make sure you form a team with hard workers. Yeah, you can't see it, but now you do. Yeah. This is super important. If you're forming a team, you need 5 people. That's the maximum number of people CFA allows. I would recommend you to go with all 5 in a team. Some people form teams with 4 or 3, but if you want to work in an integrated manner, if you want to work effectively, efficiently, if you want to work and meet the deadlines, you need all hands on deck. So try to make a team with 5 people in it. Now, what should you look for when you are making a team? I kind of divided it into soft skills you should be looking at, and the technical skills you should be looking at, or the hard skills you need to be looking at. Extremely high motivation. This challenge is going to take a lot from you, so you need to be motivated from day one. Winner's mentality from day one. You need to believe in your veins. I would say that you are going to win this competition. So everyone watching this video, you all need to believe one of your teams is going to win it. But winner's mentality is super important. Without that, it becomes very difficult to progress through the competition, because every team is going to bring their best out there. Every team is made of smart people, and you're competing against these smart people. And it's really not about who is the smartest. It's really about who is going to put in the hours and who is going to work. So you need to form a team with the hard workers. Ability to meet deadlines, super important. You cannot be lax on the deadlines. You will have a certain day where you need to submit to CFA Institute your presentation, or a certain day where you need to publish your equity research report, a certain day, a certain time even. So you cannot publish or submit your reports after this time. So please make sure you're meeting deadlines. And this is not just applicable to your work, which will be submitted to CFA Institute, but rather the work that needs to be completed within the team. Let's say you are working on business description. Let's just pick that example back. Someone needs to write that business description in the report. Who is going to write it, and at what time, and at what day? Yeah. So you must meet deadlines within the team. If you have a team member you know is not good with meeting deadlines, or he doesn't care enough, that person should not be in the team. It needs to be a team player. It needs to the person yeah, it needs to be a team player that you're choosing. You need to have a person who is creative, can bring in ideas, and is ready for a time commitment 6 to 8 months. What does it mean? Is CFA Research Challenge going to last 6 to 8 months? No, it is not, if you don't make it to the world finals. But if you do, it is going to take significant amount of time from you. It is going to last 6 to 8 months, depending on when your local CFA institute starts the competition. For us, it started in, I think, around October or November, depending. We were in Poland, and it started in October or November, uh, starting from the basic university competition where we were selected, and then goes on till May. So it was almost 7 months of our time. And you need to make sure that you are ready for this commitment. You don't have, let's say, travel plans for a month. You need to be off in, I don't know, Portugal. So this is important when you're choosing a team. I've added those square boxes, so if you want, just print this, tick, 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 tick. If your team members meet it or not. Actually, I'm gonna probably put this on a Google slide, and I will put the description in the description. I'll put the link in the description. You can download this deck. Yeah, I think it will be helpful maybe for for your university or for other things. um, Technical skills that you need to look at: who do you need to form a team with? Of course, you need to find people who know corporate finance, who know how to model, who know financial modeling. You need to look at people who are good at economics, who do industry research well, who have experience, who understand the macro picture well. uh, People who do computers, programming, data science, and big data perhaps could be helpful. We did not have anyone in our team who did that, and we did not feel the need of it. Maybe at one or two points where we did feel like we could crunch more data or we could do something more interesting if we had someone who did computers. But that's one thing you could look at. Presentation skills, totally important, because this competition is about public speaking as well as finance. So public speaking is basically you going on the stage, talking to the judges, pitching your stock. So someone who is good at presentation is highly appreciated in a team. uh, Regardless, if you have a person who is not the best at presentation but is good at, let's say, corporate finance, knows very well how to do financial modeling, knows very well how to do industry research, mm, and has experience, prior experience in the workplace, it's manageable because that person can train on his public speaking, that person can train on his presentation, that person can rehearse. So this is not a strict list of what must or must not be in a team member. This is what I think, and this is what our team thinks works very well in such a competition as CFA Research Challenge. Now, on the extreme right, I would suggest you to avoid creating teams with people who, first of all, let's start from the bottom, are not open to criticism and feedback. This is going to be a total red flag. People who prefer to work individually, no way, because this is a team competition. You need to work in a team. Politics and history majors, yeah, probably not the best suited candidates for a competition of financial valuation and stock pitching competition. Business management, yes or no, depending on your team. But I personally wouldn't. If they're willing to put in the work and willing to really work hard for this competition, yes. But I think it creates friction within the team, because if they don't know basic concepts, such as, for example, a financial modeling, corporate finance student would know what is a DCF, or what is EV, or what is VAC, etc., or in terms of industry. Um, if they don't know these sort of things, it could be a little problematic, or it could be a little difficult. But at the same time, let's go back to our scoring matrix, and you can see that CFA is not just about financial valuation, but it's also about ESG, which kind of links to finance. It's also about industry research, so such people can probably work there. But on the left hand side, I think is super important. On the right hand side, I think is super gray, or super avoid, better to avoid. I would say better to avoid. So second point done. There are 7, so you just have to wait for 5 more. The third one is, when you form the team, yeah, based on this checklist, you need to define clear responsibilities within your team. Now, at a minimum, you will have 2 team members who should be assigned for one section within the report and the presentation. Well, then they could further divide these responsibilities within themselves on how to approach the task on their own, after a high level team discussion, or however you want to do it. This is how we did it, and this is how I want you to take this video, that this is how our team did it, and we won the CFA Research Challenge finals, and that's all. I will explain it to you now. Yeah. This is the research report, how the research report needs to be done. It's going to be 10 pages and 10 extra pages, which are basically your annexes and appendices. But the first 10 pages, you need to include your business description, industry, investment summary, your valuation, your financial analysis, your investment risks, blah, 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 blah. Now, who is going to write this other than ChatGPT, which is the 6th member of your team? Uh, it's going to be 5 of you, yeah? So who is responsible for each section? That's the point I'm trying to make here, that define clear responsibilities. 2 members should be assigned one section. So let's say there is industry overview and competitive positioning. You can assign member A and member B to this. Investment summary. Who is going to write the investment summary? Member D and member C. Yeah, they're going to be responsible for investment summary. Now, I will take you to our report again. probably somewhere here now. Yeah. So this part, for example, the executive summary, this first page, I wrote it. Business description, I wrote it. Industry overview, sorry, I think my friend wrote it probably, but industry overview, definitely my friend wrote it. Yeah, this part was written by someone else in our team. Competitive overview, the same person who wrote the industry. Yeah, so he was responsible for this section. ESG, another person was responsible. Yeah. Investment summary, I wrote it. This part I was responsible. So you already see that I was responsible for the executive summary and the investment summary. So two sections per team member. Financial analysis, another team member. Valuation, another team member, with two team members here. And again, ESG impact is in collaboration with ESG. Who did ESG here on top? Yeah. So it's a team exercise. You cannot do executive summary and investment summary and then others don't know what to do. You need to work together, but make sure that there are two people at least so there can be checks and balances and everyone knows what's happening. So please divide people and allocate responsibilities. Use this if it helps. Who is the person in charge and who is the person for support for business? Who is the person in charge? Who is the person for support? So you will have two people for each section. Next, one team member should be made responsible for coordinating team calendar. It could be anyone, but the captain should try to do this. Daily calls, weekly calls, ad hoc status updates. Now, what does it mean? What were we doing when we were doing the CFA Research Challenge? When we were doing the CFA Research Challenge, we wanted to sync in every few hours, ideally, but every few days uh, of what is the progress of our work. Because the CFA Research Challenge kicks off, the CFA Institute gives you a deadline that, hey, this is the company you are going to value. By this date, let's say in the next 3 weeks, we are expecting by so and so time your equity research report and your presentation. And that's all. Yes, they will probably host some meetings for you with the target company's management, etc. But that's all. You are left on your own to manage and to meet the deadlines and to manage within the team how you are going to work, and for that you need to coordinate the team's calendar. So I would suggest doing check-in calls every 2 days. Yeah, ideally daily, but if it's 2 to 3 days it's okay. Where everyone says how much they have worked on, what they have worked on. The person who is doing valuation will give an update on, the two people who are doing valuation will give you an update on what they have worked on. If they are stuck somewhere, they need help. The person doing ESG will tell you what they have found about the company in terms of environmental, social, and governance risk, in terms of ESG opportunities, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. So make sure that everyone is coordinated. There is a team calendar. You guys are sending invites there. One person can manage it. So agree on a time that you guys want to meet anytime, and this person sends the invite. This way you are organized, and that's the important part of it, because a lot of time uh, I've seen teams that register for the competition, they start working on valuation of the company and blah blah blah, but at the end, they do not submit their equity research reports. This happens due to lack of coordination within the team. This happens due to lack of communication even within the team. So you need to communicate, so have a coordinated team calendar. The team captain should try to do it. If not, anyone else can volunteer to do it. Check, double check, and triple check the work of each other from different sections in the presentation. There will always be last minute room for error. True. You, let's say someone did the industry and competitive overview. The two people in charge did it. Let's go back to the example. Yeah. So here is the industry and competitive overview. And the two people that were working on it, let's say, have done it. So let's say check and double check is done, but there needs to be a triple check where someone else or the whole team later at the end of the report needs to go read it, check it, fact check it, and make sure that everything here is okay and there is no room for error. Yeah, I can give you an example, very simple and minor and rather not important example, but I want to show it to you. This is a risk matrix. Yeah, it shows you the probability and the impact of different risks. When we submitted this report in our local institute, local CFA institute in Poland, this report was, I think, the label of the report was not correct, and we submitted it. It was, I think, calculation of weighted average cost of capital, or something of that sort. Yeah, it was VAC calculation here, which is correct, but I think it was also VAC calculation here. Later we recognized it, we amended it for the for the other stages. Here we also amended it, but in general you can have some slight mistakes like this. It's all right, but try not to have them. Yeah, so it's not the end of the world if you have one slight typo which ChatGPT also could not figure out. Well, it always does, but let's say you have a small typo, it doesn't matter. But please check, double check, triple check the main facts, yeah, the meat which is going to be served to the judges, that there is no mistake in the main things, like your football field that you're going to make, the valuation ranges, the final stock target price, the upside, the basic thing. Yeah, I've seen an example probably of a team that did the wrong calculation of the upside percentage from current price to target price. So this is a blunder, I would say. Yeah, because come on, you worked on it for months or for weeks, and the upside is wrong, the percentage calculation. So these things could be taken care of, so please check, double check, and triple check. So these first 3 points are done, and I want to take a break here and tell you that the next 4 points, which is out of 7 we have total, are going to be in part 2, where we will actually be talking about what to do once you have a team, you have formed the team, you have divided and assigned clear responsibilities within the team. How do you start working when you will go on the stage on the final day for the judges, and you have to pitch the stock? How are you going to do it? How do you do the research of the company? And what are the things you need to prepare for in terms of questions and answers when you will be asked questions after your presentation? How do you take care of different sections like industry or ESG within your CFA Research Challenge preparation? So I hope this helped you understand how to look for the team. That's how we did it, how to assign responsibilities, and at the same time understand the basic structure of this CFA Institute competition. Yeah, that you need to have an equity research report, collect 100 points, and have a presentation, collect 100 points, what to look for in that area. And thank you for watching. If you like this so far, I will be publishing the part 2 probably very soon, already in a day or two. You can go on my channel and also watch part 2. I think that's even more interesting, and that's where a lot more insights from my experience and my team's experience is going to flow to you. So I hope you liked it. All the very best. So if you have come till here, I wish you all the best. Remember that this is a learning journey, so you need to learn and have fun along the way. And this is it for the video for now.